Give me a D and a G. It's the Dawg and Gus Show. It's the Dawg and Gus Show.
Welcome to the Dawg and Gus Show.
Now on Be Kind Radio.
A little bit quicker on the uptake on this one.
Little quicker, yeah. I was a little bit shocked last time.
Yeah, we're going to check. What are we doing tonight?
What do you mean?
You always say that. That's why I threw it at you this time.
Yeah, we're going to talk to a really cool band called Small Town Strip Club. What's going on, guys? How are you?
We're just chilling, man. I'm just chilling over here. We're in two different spots, obviously.
Three different spots.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, this is the power of internet, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
The positives, anyway. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got the Ottawa, Stratford, Welland trifecta going on here.
Solid.
There you go.
Solid.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for spending a bit of time with us today. Looking forward to chatting with you.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So, where did you all meet? How did it all begin?
You want to take that one, Andy?
Yeah, sure. So I before I started this project, Andy Colonico, I also have a rock band for the last 10 years called Revive the Rose. And we crossed paths with Small Town Strip Club in the rock scene. And shortly after that we kind of became buds, and then fast forward to this country project that I started. I always had thought about these guys when it came to co-writing, and finally the stars had aligned, and we're here now with our new single.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Most definitely.
That's awesome. Yeah, so the new single being Can't Put a Price on a Good Time.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rockin' tune. I love it.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it's great. We were listening to it earlier. And yeah, it was, personally, I love country. I actually played them on our show.
Your show.
I have a radio show. He has a radio station called BeKindRadio.com, and I do outlaw country, and I threw one of your songs on today.
Nice.
Oh, that's sweet. Awesome. Thanks for spinning it.
Yeah, you can hear it tomorrow night at between 8 and 9, just so you guys, if you're interested. But yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah. So, of course, everybody wants to know, if they don't already know, where'd the name come from?
Andy Colonico or Small Town Strip Club?
I think Andy Colonico, I guess, would be probably his parents, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
Let's go with Small Town Strip Club, guys.
Sounds good. Yeah. So as we were talking about, we're from Stratford, and the rock station that we grew up on is this rock station called FM 96 out of London, Ontario. And essentially they had some sort of like gimmicky call-in show where they were pretending to be like announcers at a small town strip club, where callers would call in and they would say two names of strip clubs when they're on the phone, and one was like a fake name of a strip club and the other was a name of a strip club that was an actual place in like North America. And then if they got the answer right, they would win tickets to whatever show the radio station was promoting at the time. And essentially we all the bandmates grew up on this station. Like, this station plays all the great Canadian rock bands, you know, The Hip, Sam Roberts, City and Colour, Billy Talent, all the great Canadian rockers. So we kind of synthesized that inspiration as we started out as a cover band before we turned into an original act, because we covered all these bands like Sam Roberts' band, the Sheepdogs, Arkells, Trues, all of those bands. And then we had one of our first cover gigs, and we had a little bit of a bar tab, and we just tossed the name around at band practice before, and we needed to put a band name for the bar tab, and then we said Small Town Strip Club, and then we never went back to the drawing board.
It's a great name.
Yeah. It's very original. I love it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
I was doing up this morning at work before I started my day job. I was like coming up with questions for you guys, and I had to say, with the name of the band, I think that you guys should honestly tour with the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah, that's true, and that's actually the Bare Naked Ladies are one of one of my crutches when somebody, like literally 90% of the people think our band name's pretty cool and pretty unique and funny, and kind of reflects us as a band, just a bunch of guys playing rock. But there is 10% of people who are like, oh, that's a little bit out there. And then when I'm a teacher too, so I have to like tell principals and stuff that I'm in a band called Small Town Strip Club. And sometimes I can't get it out. I'm like, oh, what's your band name? I'm like, Small Town Strip Club. And but I've got actually one principal actually hopped on a gig with us filling in on keys, and the more that people realize it's just a band name, and I always use the Bare Naked Ladies. I'm like, hey, the Bare Naked Ladies, you would hear if I had $1 million when you're in like grade 1 at elementary school. So it's more about the music than about the band name,
Yeah,
Totally.
That's fair. Yeah. What would that tour be called?
Yeah, that would be a good question. Like, what would you call a tour like that?
I don't know, man. Something grotesque.
Yeah, we'll have to look at chat. I'll get into ChatGPT and ask them for an answer. Maybe that'll be good.
They might censor you.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, true. Where did the musical journey start though? Like as a kid, did you play music? Was somebody in your family kind of had the chops, and then you sort of evolved on your own? Like, how did that all begin?
Well, for me, my dad's always played guitar, so he taught me the cowboy chords, and then I just from elementary school, I think I played American Idiot at some sort of talent show in like grade 5, and then I started playing some more acoustic stuff in high school, going to open mics and stuff, and then the band kind of came together in university when I was doing a solo gig, playing a lot of actual rock songs on acoustic guitar, like I Don't Know by the Sheepdogs, or some Sam Roberts band songs, and then Jimmy, the drummer in my band, we were playing men's league soccer together, and some him and his buddies came to one of my acoustic gigs, and he's like, I've got 3 other guys that we jam, and we don't have a front man. We all have the similar taste to you. Like, would you want to jam? And at that point, I was totally down, and I never really thought about fully diving into having a band, and then it organically just kind of snowballed from there. We probably were a cover band straight up for probably just about a year. Then we started trying to write, and then probably took 2.5 years to be doing 60% originals, 40% covers, and now we just kind of throw in covers when we think it'll get the crowd pumped up.
Yeah. Andy?
Yeah, I began my music journey when I was a kid. Pretty much born into it. My mom's actually a professional singer and actress, and so she would be playing all the time with her one group, which involved 2 of my aunts in that group. They were a trio, and then my father he's a retired high school music teacher, and he plays the sax. And he also has a band with my mom, and they would do a lot of cover gigs like weddings and stuff growing up. So every weekend I got ditched at my grandparents'. They'd go gig, and just the house in general was always loud with music all the time. My dad always cranking Earth, Wind and Fire, Chicago, and the Eagles and Van Morrison. My mom more so on kind of like the theater side of things, actually, and a lot of that kind of stuff. But wasn't really till in the rock and roll country world, probably when I was like in grade 3 or grade 4, like when I was 9 or 10. That's when I kind of started listening to more like rock and roll. They just from good music on what was being told by my friends, or like Guitar Hero back in the day. So and then I've been playing drums since I was 9. And I was playing piano before that, and then guitar, which I primarily play now as a country artist. I picked that up myself just within the last 10 years. So it's been different trying to just like do that and sing, and it's been fun though. I've been having a good time, and music's just a big part of my life. My brother plays guitar too, so that's really it.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Just going on that original discussion, I have a couple options for you. So it could be the full exposure tour. Or I like this one, Neon Nights tour, because the neon
That's
lights.
good.
Yeah, like strip club lights and small town nightlife. A little bit of both, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
There's some cheesier ones like the cover charge tour. That's pretty good too.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
just in case that phone call comes
1 week in the strip club.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds
you go.
depressing.
If I had a million strippers.
That's right.
Yeah, we could go on all day with this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
for
That's
sure.
true.
And we
Yeah.
probably should.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I kind of creeped you guys.
Can you believe there was a band out there named the Butthole Surfers?
Yes, there is.
Oh yeah. We'll mix them in too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. You want them?
Yeah.
They're in.
This is evolving.
It's gonna be a whole
Sorry,
festival.
what were you saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a whole festival. I just said I was creeping your Instagram page. Are you guys big fans of the CFL?
Yeah, big Canadian sports fans. Like I'm kind of a bandwagon hopper. I'm not gonna lie. Like I haven't watched any Jays all year. Then I sat on the couch yesterday, and I'm acting like the biggest Jays fan ever. So whenever there's a good sports game, I'm into it. But definitely the Ticats. We both have that Ticats connection, as you might be segueing into. And I love Hamilton, and I love how Hamilton just embraces their CFL team for sure.
They go hard, man. They go pretty hard, those Ticat fans.
Yeah. That's kind of the reason why I asked, because my dad was he lived in Ottawa for most of my life, and he was I don't know why, but he was a Hamilton fan. He didn't care for Ottawa, Toronto, or Montreal. He liked Hamilton.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because you guys played a halftime show there, right? How was that experience?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
A ton of fun.
It was cool when I got to play the halftime show, because I didn't realize my high school friend Johnny Augustine got transferred to the Ticats too. So he was there, and we actually reconnected from that, which was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great experience, and I think Hamilton, as much as they embrace their CFL team, it's such a music hub in Hamilton as well. So people who like the CFL like rock, and they like country, and they're just pumped for some sort of entertainment at halftime. And so many cool, nice people all circulating throughout the Ticats games for sure.
What about the track Cheap Shot, and how did that get into being the intro for Spittin' Chicklets? Like, how did that come about? Did they approach you, or did you kind of send it to them?
Oh yeah, that was a couple of years back, and it was just I listened to. It's actually hockey's my biggest sport. I'm pumped for the NHL season to start this week actually, so that'll be fun to get back into. But no, it was like a couple of years back, just on a random podcast in like March. They mentioned in passing that they were looking to change things up for their intro music, and it was a very like short comment. They didn't like open it up for like submissions or anything, but I clipped that part of the podcast and I brought it to the band, and we already had the song Cheap Shot written, and we always kind of visualized it as like almost like a rock'em sock'em highlight reel type song where you could just like overlay, just big hits and goals and that kind of thing. Because I grew up on Don Cherry, Rock'em Sock'em, and all those videos. But we brought it to the studio and then just kind of pitched to them on Instagram to see if they'd be interested. And it was pretty cool that they ended up picking it up. And then we got to the All-Star game was in Toronto that year. So we got to go and play at the Winter Elgin Theatre, playing them out of their Toronto show. And yeah, it was a really cool year, 24, 25, I think it was. So yeah, just about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, very cool.
You mentioned being a armchair Blue Jays fan, so I'm going to throw it to you because I did the same thing. I kind of watched the highlights. I don't have cable, and I was like, and I'm not he's a big Jays fan. I'm not, but how far do you figure these guys are going to go? How deep? Predictions?
Man, I just love any run. I know that's not much to ask for, but I'm a Leafs fan. So if you can like get
Boo.
past the first round and continue to play some high stakes sports, I'm just here for it. And whether it's the Jays, the Raptors, and especially the Leafs, I just love some high intensity playoff sports.
Andy,
That's a Toronto answer right there.
it is certainly.
I heard they broke a record recently at the Rogers Stadium. Apparently, they sold the most $1 glizzies this year. 96,000 $1 glizzies, and I thought that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it is, and you know what's funny is that that's a small drop in the bucket when they sell $1 million a game in beer. That's wild. There, it's a great experience when they're winning too. It's full all the time. And it's great to be there. I was there a couple times this year. It was awesome. I'm a huge Jays fan, and to go back to your answer, I would say
My question, you mean?
whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say that if they get by New York, which everything's leading in that direction, still got to finish it off. But if they can get by New York, they have a real good opportunity to go the whole way, I think.
There you go.
I don't disagree with that. So, Johann, how will that feel having a Toronto team in the second round?
Hey,
you
we
opened
got
it
to the
up,
second
dude.
round
Well, they were last year. Yeah, they beat Ottawa too, actually. So we better watch it.
Yeah, I know.
It'll feel good. I got to hop on the Raptors bandwagon 5 years ago now, and
Yeah, 2019. That was awesome.
that was a cool feeling. Even though again I was a bandwagon.
Was
guy.
it that long ago already for that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before,
5.
no, 2019. So 6 years ago.
Woo.
Yeah. I was there a couple times.
I thought
there
that
too.
was crazy. Like
Yeah.
the city. I don't even want to know what happens when the Leafs win one day. Like after seeing what happened after the Raptors won, I don't even want to know what the Leafs is going to be like.
Well, we'll all be dead. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd Johann go?
Yeah, he just left. He just left because Gus is a prick.
Well, I mean, they know we're from Ottawa, right? So there's a 50-50 chance that we're either Ottawa fans or something else.
Well, if they're in that area, they're not Ottawa fans. There's not many in that vicinity. So, yeah.
One of my good buddies is an Ottawa fan, and I think he's a little bit of a delusional Ottawa fan because he really thought the Sens were going to beat the Leafs. And out of any first round, I'm not going to lie, last year I was fairly confident we would get through the Senators. And now he just told me over the weekend that he wants to bet me $50 that the Sens will finish in a higher seed than the Leafs going into the playoffs. And I took that bet at the drop of a hat. I'm taking that bet all day.
Fair enough. Yeah. Although, like, when you think about the regular season, they didn't beat them at all. Like, Toronto lost every game to Ottawa in the regular season, which is weird. But I agree. They're just the Sens are just young. They were just kind of
Totally.
they're just about to get to that next step
For sure.
Yeah. So for you guys, when you do a live show, like, what are you trying to get out of the fans that are watching you? Do you enjoy when they're singing along? Do you kind of like give them a lot of energy? How does a live show look for you guys?
Yeah, I think honestly, just getting them as pumped up as possible, and just leaving it all on the stage. Really, I think just having a good time, and I think just being authentic up there. I think people really love just an authentic, good show, and I love just the overall connection with music. I love how it just brings people together, and especially our new collab tune, "Can't Put a Price on a Good Time." I love how, like, probably most of everybody can relate to that. We're all just, no matter what our credit card says or whatever, just it's okay to just throw it on there for the night. You just can't put a price on a good time sometimes. So I don't know, just like relating to everybody and just having a good time while doing it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's always cool. It's always nice to get positive feedback, but it's also always really fun to continually refine the live performance. Like I've never gone out of a run of shows thinking that we're at the peak of how we can sound and how we can perform. I always think that there's like better and more refinements and ways to tighten up and just put on a better show. So again, definitely connecting with people and just meeting new people on the road and making friends and fans. That's totally cool. But as far as like the musician side of things, I think it's really fun to always go back to the drawing board and see how you can make a transition better, see how we can add more harmonies to the mix or have another stage trick or something along those lines, you know?
And I'll add to that too, man. I agree, and I think like that's why I love going to a lot of concerts too, because I love just gathering inspiration from watching other bands and be like, oh, you know, that I like what they did there. You know, like that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Like always looking to refine the set, you know, and just making it better.
Mhm.
You're what grade do you teach, Johann?
Well, right now I actually am in a role where I teach kids that are away from school for disciplinary reasons, so they could be suspended or expelled. It's called an alternative education program, and it's with the local school board. So, but it's mostly high school kids.
Right. Yeah, I did that a few years. Like I say, a few years. I actually mean a long time ago. I did the same thing, same kind of thing, but we actually had a school that we were at, and those kids came there.
Oh,
And like you
true,
said, disciplinary issues, drug issues, you know,
Yeah.
family issues and stuff. Yeah, we did the same thing. Do they know that you're in a band?
You know, I also do work part time at the high school when I don't have meetings. Some kids at the high school know I'm in a band, but honestly, the one-on-one kids I work with, they don't really ask too many questions about me, and I'm just there to kind of help them with their
Fair.
thing. And sometimes it gets brought. A student I worked with all last year, who's back in the regular school now, is just like, I didn't know you're in a band called Small Town Strip Club because it's not at the school. And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah. You never asked.
That teacher's cool, man.
He was me back in the day, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Your Riz just went up
Yeah, exactly.
at the school.
Riz, nice
Yeah,
use of
thank
that.
you.
Very
Thank
good.
you so much.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Andy, going back on the live shows that you go and watch, when you're there, do you find yourself as a fan, or are you kind of also a student? A bit of a, like you said, you were taking some stuff from it, but do you kind of do both? Is that where you're at, or do you enjoy it as a fan and to see what's going on?
Absolutely both, for sure. I'm one thrilled to be there for the band, and you know, especially a band I really, you know, am following. You know, and just like with their journey and whatnot, I love being there. But yeah, I'm always just like, you know, I'm so inspired the whole time while just watching them do their dream. You know, and I'm just like, you know, yeah, I'm pretty much there as a student as well, just being like, you know, gonna, you know, maybe apply that kind of idea to my set. And for the most part there, I'm just happy to be there, you know. And then I'm always thinking like, you know, one day that'll be me on like the Bud stage, for example, or something like that, you know. But there's a band actually I'm seeing soon called Cleopatra. I don't know if you ever heard of those guys. 2-piece rock band.
Yes,
but
I
they're
have.
from Coburg, Ontario.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're fantastic. I've been following them since they pretty much began, and I seen them play in like a small cafe all the way to the Danforth Music Hall, and it just inspires me, and I get so fired up to see them kill it, and just like inspires me to like keep the grind going. You know, I love it.
Excellent.
What about you, Johann? Do you find that you're looking at a band and sort of, are you paying attention to the instrument that you play and who's playing it and such, or do you find yourself just kind of enjoying the moment?
Totally to both. One thing I've been to concerts my whole life, and I've never felt the need for the most part to take out my phone and record, because I think it's one of the settings that you can really just like golf. It's a perfect time to put your phone away and like soak it all in and just either enjoy the music, or now that I've been in a band for a few years, certainly absorb some of the tricks of the trade. One band that I think has done an extremely good job over the years of continually progressing and adding new tricks and adding new performance aspects is the rock band, the Arkells, a Hamilton band actually.
Yep.
And they're always either, you know, adding a horn section, or they have different moments that happen throughout their performances that I think are really cool, and they have just a great stage presence. And I actually listened to the lead singer dropped an audio book over this, well, real book, but I listened to it in audio form. And
It's great.
It was really insightful for the business side, the performance side, like just all aspects of being a musician.
That's cool. I should listen to that one.
You should.
Yeah, I saw
tell me all about
I
it.
saw the Arkells open for the Tragically Hip in Bob Cajun in a farm field. So I
That's
love
awesome.
the Arkells.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one for me, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the audiobook's called Try Hard by Max Kerman. That just came to me.
Try
So
Hard.
yeah, you should
Okay.
listen to it. Yeah.
I'll check it out. Thank you.
So, guys, I have a question out of left field for you. If you could go back in time to witness an historic musical event, what would it be? I'll give you an example.
Woodstock 99.
There we go.
99.
I didn't have to give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, I was on. Didn't the Hip play at Woodstock '99 too?
Sure did.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you there?
No.
I would just love to be there in the diabolicalness of it all. I would love
a
to see
mess.
Limp
It was a
Bizkit just
mess.
surfing on like a plank of wood or whatever it was.
Yeah. Fred Durst, the corn like the corn performance too is wild. Like the amount of people, and you could just see how the wave was going at them and stuff. I think they explain it that way, but back then, right? That was what was really big, right? Was the Limp Bizkit corns of the world.
That form
Disturbed
of
was
music.
there, like
Yeah.
And the Hip played during the day, like on a Sunday, so it was more of a chill vibe for sure, I would say. Yeah, but that'd be a cool
Yeah,
one, I think.
I think that's like the answer probably, but like maybe to see like the Beatles during Beatles Mania when they're just like doing their thing and they're the biggest band in the world. So maybe that rooftop concert. I don't even know if they had fans up there, but I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that's the last time they played together. Was that rooftop?
I forget if it was Woodstock. I forget if it was Woodstock 99 or if there was a 94 Woodstock as well. But there was one where Green Day played and they had a big mud fight with the crowd too. I would like to be there for that. I thought that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was 94. And 94 they did a documentary about, I think.
Yeah, that's being interactive with your bands,
Yeah, it was wild.
Let's have a mud fight.
Yeah.
Let's start a riot.
Yeah. Oh, and I think that there was a big problem with like burning things at that 94 event.
Yes,
and then
it was just
they asked the Red Hot Chili Peppers to take it easy, and they ended up covering Jimi Hendrix Fire, and like the place was lit on fire.
because they needed the enticement, right?
Well, Anthony Kiedis is kind of a dick, so he probably did it anyway, right? He's just like, whatever, I'm gonna fucking burn this place down. I don't care. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who's the greatest Canadian band of all time?
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Is this on me? Greatest
This could be
Canadian band?
Either way. Yeah.
Oh,
He's looking
okay.
for a specific answer, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
not.
You are so.
No.
I don't know, man. I know some people have been. I've been hearing lately that people think this band's overrated, but they're justly rated. It's got to be the Tragically Hip. Everything that they've done with their 2016 farewell tour, and the depths of their catalog are just ingrained into so many Canadians' brains for summer nights or watching a hockey game. It's got to be the Hip for me personally.
Yeah, it's tough to say. The Hip is definitely up there, but like so is Rush too. I'm just like, man, like they've kind of done a lot of cool stuff too.
That's true. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I have to premise.
I'm also
something
a
here.
drummer and I love Neil Peart.
Yeah.
So
Did you see the news today? I'm not sure if it's real news or not because we were talking about it, but Rush is going to tour with a 42-year-old German drummer.
yeah,
I don't know if that's real or not.
I think that's epic. It is
Right?
real, very much real.
Cool.
Well, that's cool.
See, the funny thing about this, guys, is that Johann, you answered
Yeah.
what Gus wanted to hear, and Andy, you did not.
Yeah. I mean, I respect Rush. I just can't. I can't get behind Geddy Lee's voice.
Yeah.
I think talent
No,
wise,
eh?
they're like just wildly talented. The sound is amazing. Obviously, Neil Peart is in that 1A, 1B conversation with John Bonham. And I don't know. I just can't.
Fair.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a lot
if-
of others though. You could always say Neil Young. That's not a bad answer either. Neil
Yeah.
Young.
Nope. Depends on,
Joni
I guess,
Mitchell,
where you want to
yeah.
go with Joni Mitchell, Gordon Lightfoot,
the band?
Yeah.
Is
the band.
Exactly,
We
yeah.
consider them Canadian, so
I would say
Yeah.
maybe top
80%.
5. Yeah,
I didn't even know Joni Mitchell was Canadian.
yeah, she
Oh
is.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Saskatchewan.
Damn.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure she's from like
I
Saskatchewan.
learned something new.
Yeah,
What?
Pretty sure.
and he's doing some learning.
Yeah. So say there's a
I guess so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Say there's like a 5-year plan and it goes perfectly for you guys as a group, and also Andy being a part of it now a bit. Like how does that look? How does that like look to you if you could have a perfect 5-year plan?
Andy, you rip it first because I feel like you're a big manifester.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough question, man. I think just like, keep climbing for, just building the fan base and just, I would ideally one day just love to be fully immersed in music as like a living, no matter what that kind of looks like. You know what I mean? I don't care if I'm like, popular worldwide or like, enough to sell out a 300 cap room every night. You know what I mean? I just, or writing songs for other people, even like, to me, I just want to be with music and only doing music as much as possible from 5 years from now, at least. I'm hoping less than that, but yeah, I've only been this project, Andy Colonico, for 2 years, and a lot of cool stuff's happened in those 2 years. So I'm still earning my stripes still. So I every day I'm just I'm happy to be here and work harder every day and keep making tunes, man, and just growing the fan base. It's been a blessed couple of years so far.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say an extremely similar answer. Neither me or my bandmates are in the position to quit our day jobs or anything at this point, but to continually like progress and to maybe get some touring opportunities and to continue to grow the fan base. If we could somehow, snowball it to a full-time job, that would be unreal. And I kind of talked about this at the start of the show. I would never strive to be like Bieber or honestly even like Nickelback. Like I think the coolest bands are like the Sam Roberts band and the Sheepdogs that get to go across Canada. Nobody gets in their grill and you get to play music and also have a normal life too. So those are like the bands I'd strive to be.
Yeah,
Nice.
Even like Tim Hicks, man. Like
Tim Hicks
he'll
is
just be at,
awesome.
like that guy's selling out like Canadian mini arenas around here, but like he'll go to McDonald's and he's just there chilling, enjoying it with his family. It's great.
Yeah, that's good. That's good goals. I like that.
Yeah, there's some pretty solid bands you named there. Sam Roberts and the Sheepdogs. We're big fans of theirs.
Very.
Now, I have a question. I talk to hang out with a lot of musicians and stuff. Do you guys have loyalties to certain brands? Like as a drummer, Andy, is there a certain type of stick you use, or as a guitar player, is it like, no, it's Fender over Gibson? Is there anything like that going on?
Lately, for me, as I still play drums, I only really play drums on my recordings really these days, or the odd drum solo during my set. But I have finally been a fan. I think my favorite stick is Los Cabos, which happens to be a Canadian company. But I hit those drums like a caveman, and those sticks ain't breaking like the other sticks. They last a lot longer. So lately I've been gravitating to that personally. But other than that, with every other instrument, I'm still kind of figuring it out still. But I figured out drumsticks, I think, finally.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, I just popped over like 3 feet over this way because the only thing I have particular loyalty are these picks.
Nice.
It's like the 96 millimeter purple Dunlop picks. If something's too floppy, I don't like it. If it's a little bit too stiff, I don't like it either. So I buy these in bulk from Long and McQuaid, and yeah, no, that's pretty much the only thing I have loyalty to. I'm kind of lucky. My dad plays a ton of guitar, and he's a little bit of a guitar collector. So I have quite a few guitars that I get to test out for different shows, and they all have different purposes. Like some days I really love my Tellys, other days I really love the SG. I recently got a Les Paul, and that was my favorite. I played that all summer long, and yeah, and then even like getting different kinds of guitars. I've written a few tunes on a baritone guitar too that we've got into the mix. We're gonna bring one of them to the studio too. So
Hell
no
yeah,
preference, but it's nice to have nice to test out different gear and see what I like about it.
Absolutely. It's funny you mentioned the picks because we got picks for just for with our logo on them and stuff, and we didn't realize that there was different types of picks. We'd say, "Hey, we got guitar picks, man. Here, giving them to these guitar players," and they're like, "Yeah, thanks." Like you said, just a little too. And I've noticed because I picked up a few along the way now. I've gotten a few from bands like they do it for whatever, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
Ours is floppy. You wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like ours. Ours is very floppy.
Yeah.
Maybe on acoustic guitar. Sometimes if you're strumming along on an acoustic guitar, the floppy ones do the trick.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it's like a emergency one at the campfire. That's kind of what.
That's it. Pull out the Dawg and Gus pick.
Yeah.
Play us a tune.
Yeah.
We were on this podcast. We'll send you some. You can throw them in the garbage when you get them.
No.
How do you guys create? Like, if you have creative blocks, like how do you?
I'll rock them.
Yeah, you'll rock them. Perfect. I'll send them for you. How do you guys deal with creative blocks? If they come,
well, funny.
If they don't, then great.
You say that because this song, "Can't Put a Price on a Good Time," was pretty much a creative block starting with me. I was just driving around and I had the hook and the tagline, "Can't put a price on a good time," stuck in my head, and I had a couple melodies stuck in my head. And I'm like, I don't really know where to go with that. And one thing I've learned over the years is co-writing is a great way to break that barrier. Which in my rock band, it's great. We have 5 dudes to bounce that off of. But in this case, in this project, it's just me. So, but I remember I was like, you know what, this vibe that I'm hearing in my head, this has got the Small Town Boys written all over it. So I hit up Johann. I'm like, dude, I got this idea. I need help though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Johann is a fantastic lyricist and also just a player and a great melody figure outer. So yeah, just an overall genius dude. So that really helped put all the puzzle together for this song. So that's how I dealt with creative block in this scenario with this new song we got.
Nice.
Yeah, co-writing for sure. It's totally a good way to keep the snowball going. And like, if you don't really have something, somebody else can fill in the blank, and then you can fill in their blanks. But besides that, I honestly, I sometimes plug away at stuff, but sometimes I just shelf it in the voice notes, and I think I might be bored on a road trip, or I might be a little bit hungover someday, and some inspiration will come, and I'll come back to the voice notes and just plug away at it. But yeah, sometimes it'll take like 4 years before I go back to an idea, but I just have a bank of them.
I can't even explain the hangover inspiration, but for some reason, the hangover inspiration, it hits sometimes. Like you just figure it out when you're feeling the most crappy. Like it's the weirdest thing. I don't understand.
Well, maybe because your brain is able to just focus on the one thing because everything else feels like shit. So you're kind of like whatever, you know. Maybe you relax too. Could be relaxing, right?
It's a thing. I think it's definitely a phenomenon that like is obviously a thing because you see so many like creatives like kind of going down a little bit of a substance rabbit hole, because I think in a lot of people's minds they think that their drug or alcohol stuff can lead to different creative spectrums. But I don't know. I think everything in moderation, you know.
A lot in my case too, with songwriting blockage. Sometimes I write two separate bits of songs, and I think they're two separate songs, and then I realize I'm like, wait, these two songs are in the same key, and they're kind of talking about the same thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta sandwich this. This is one song. I just didn't realize that. So sometimes that happens too.
And you need a sandwich because you're hungover. It makes sense. Totally. Have a catch up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the time delay that's fun, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
was that funny or not?
No, it's funny. It was.
And then you wait.
But you know, they might think we're cheesy, but that's okay. That's what we are. What?
See?
Yeah,
Time delay.
See, Johann likes it too. Okay, so you both robbed a bank together. Okay, so you're in the bank, you leave the bank, you get in the car. What song is playing on the radio or through your Bluetooth? What are you playing?
Oh man, that's I don't know. It's got to be a rock and roll song, maybe like.
Motley Crue, April Wine, freaking Rage Against the Machine, anything in that tier is playing.
I like that he put April Wine in with Rage Against the Machine. I think that's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Dog loves April Wine. By the way.
I don't
Johann?
know, maybe some Nickelback. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have to sit on that one.
you're going to laugh at this. I Googled it, bank robbing songs. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you this, that the fourth one is called Bank Job by the Bare Naked Ladies.
There you go.
I'm kidding you not.
Come on.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway.
Going on that Nickelback comment, why do they get so much hate?
I think I have a good answer for this. I think
Excellent.
it's because the internet is an echo chamber, and as soon as something is like funny and it catches traction on the deep web, then people just kind of imitate what they think is funny or what they think is bad, and it just kind of started in like the late 2010s where people were ragging on Nickelback, and I think any band could have really gotten that treatment. Like it could have been Simple Plan. It could have been really, I didn't just throw them out for any reason, but it could have been any kind of band that had a particular sound, and then an echo chamber started happening. But I think in the last like 3 years, that has finally died down, and it's no longer not a cool thing to say, I love Nickelback. I think if you say I love Nickelback these days, it's back to being cool.
What do you think, Andy? Any answer there?
Oh,
Great answer.
sorry.
Great answer by you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think people like even like with Creed, I know they got ripped on with like how they sing and stuff like that, but like I don't know, it just starts with one little thing and it snowballs, but like realistically, Nickelback, Creed, they're slapping at the end of the day, and I think it just came back around and even furthered all their careers because now they're like at like god tier now. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I can't explain the internet sometimes, but I was always a fan. So
Yeah.
No, I think Johann's on the right track with it. It's a mob mentality, right? You don't want to be the guy that says, "No, I like Nickelback," because then they're like, yeah, and all the trolls come out, and it's I don't know, man. I have a friend who has a daughter who has special needs, and she's a big Nickelback fan, and she's met Chad Kroeger several times, and he's been nothing but gracious to her. So, and that speaks volumes to me. So
Yeah. Nice guys.
Totally.
I thought about it the other day too, and I was showering, and I was thinking about this exact conversation actually with like the Nickelback hate, and I just thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I never hated Nickelback. I was there the whole time.
Shower thoughts.
shower thoughts with Andy.
Thinking about Nickelback in the shower, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was saying like, "Got to love the hottie with the $1 million
Dollar
body."
body, yeah.
When he's in there, you know.
come on!
That's a great tune. That's a really good song.
I
think
will
it's
add to what you said, though. I hear they're great dudes.
Yeah. Well, they got so many hooks, right? And I think there's a lot of jealousy involved because, like, how do they keep writing song after? Like, I like a song. Pretty much every album they put out, I like at least 2 or 3 songs from each of their albums. Like, it's, I don't know. It's hard to. Anyway, I like Nickelback too, Andy.
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're crying in their fucking
Oh, yeah, in their
multi-million-dollar home and wherever they are. You know, they're just
Yeah.
really disappointed about the trolls.
Yeah.
Still selling out stadiums. You know, like it's hilarious.
The trolls in their mom's basement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's also the Canadian thing too, because I find Canadian fans sometimes don't want to see you go to the States and be successful. Like, I think that there's something to be, we behold our groups a little bit tighter, I think. And you don't want to see hey, America can't like you guys. We like you guys. And then there's like, you know what I mean? Like, would that make a little sense too? I don't know.
Yeah, it could. It does seem like it's tough for some Canadian bands that are really dope bands to break through in the States. I mean, we've been talking about the Hip and how meaningful they were to Canadians, and it seems like, I know they played SNL one time, but it didn't really seem like they ever really fully broke through down south there. But yeah.
The Glorious Sons have been killing it over there, though. Like, I've noticed they've got a good break in the States, and I think Canadians are just fired up that more people know about like the Glorious Sons. But I also get what you're saying, though. Like, we're like, yo, like those are our bands, man.
That's our band.
Like, we like them more, but like, all right, you can have them too.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Well, we discussed it a lot because Gus is a huge Hip fan, and he made a good point that they do a lot of they talk a lot about Canada in their music, right? And I think that maybe the States just can't relate to it as much as we do.
It's true. But you look at that when we watch the documentary, and there's a good point at the end when they're talking to Sam Roberts, actually. And Sam Roberts is like, they played the best rooms in every part of the United States. Like, they played like great Roxy House. Like, they just did everything, like as much as you would want to do as a band. Like, they played all the great rooms. So he disagrees that they didn't make that jump, although sales were different, obviously. But, you know, he just sort of said, but if you were a band and you could say, I played the Roxy, you would be stoked, right? Like, it would be a great,
For sure, yeah.
you know? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, when you guys, Johann, when you're a cover band, is there a song like that you don't want to cover? Like, if somebody, do you do call outs when somebody yells out something to you, play this?
Free bird.
I wasn't going to go there.
Yeah, we weren't a cover band for too long, but there were some songs that got real old real quick. Like, I remember we did like Stacy's Mom for a little bit. And it was just like, it got everybody screaming, and like, it was just like, oh God, it's not my favorite.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, it's a good video.
Yeah.
Good video.
The song was good at the time, but it's like overplayed.
But I can
It's
see
just-
as a good musician, you don't want to play that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You've obviously got better chops than that. So you're like, well, we could play something way better than that. Why do you want to play?
Because I'm drunk and I want to hear Stacy's mom. That's why, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the best thing about being a musician?
I don't know, just traveling, playing, meeting new people, finding a expanded community, finding the niche people that are like will travel to watch you. I did a gig out west last year, and a couple that discovered our music through Spotify drove all the way from Calgary to Kelowna just to catch our set at this like dive bar we played in Kelowna, which was like, I think it's like a 10-hour drive. And we were like, what? That's wild. You know, like,
wow,
that the internet can provide you reach and, you know, get find avenues to meet new people. That's what I think the coolest part about it is, for sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, just thinking about like all the great people you meet as a musician, you know, whether it's other bands or even fans. You know what I mean? Like it's even with me this year, my TikTok has seen a great follower increase, and they've been throwing cities at me, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna show up then, and they're there. Like it's like the coolest thing, man. It's but I think even just like the network of musicians you get to meet and all the cool places you get to see, it's you can't put a price on it.
See what you did there?
Like even Dawg and Gus. Now I know Dawg and Gus because I do music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There
and
you go.
you know,
Exactly. Hey, Lewis.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for that.
and you're much richer for it.
yeah. So our show, we ask the same question that's on the show. We basically ask about 2 decades of music. So the 80s or the 90s. Which of those 2 decades are better, and why?
Oh, I gotta chime in. It's 90s over the 80s. I'm not a big synth dance guy, and I know there was still some good stuff in the 80s, like Bowie and I think what did Paul McCartney and Wings do their thing in a lot of the 80s?
70s.
That was 70s. Okay, well, 90s. I love grunge, Nirvana. Even like some 90s early hip hop, like even though it was kind of tragic, a lot of the stuff that was going on, I think that movement with NWA and Tupac was a really cool movement in music in general. But I got to go 90s.
The 90s are just, you can't even like pinpoint it really. There's something so authentic and just like great about the music that was written from that. And yeah, like you said, a lot of movements, I guess, too, during that time. Versus I feel like the 80s is just like, just, just a bunch of pop tunes, or, I don't know. Just the 90s, just there's something about it. More authentic, more gritty, more wonderful. A lot of awesome one-hit wonders too while you're at it. There's just a lot of great stuff in the 90s, man. Good vibes.
There'll be no guitar picks for these gentlemen.
Yeah. I'm the 90s too. He's 80s. That's why we ask it. The Johann is going to be, I think we could be friends, to be honest, because he just talked about the 90s hip hop scene.
He sure did.
And I'm like when I was, obviously that era for me was huge, but I was a big hip hop guy. But and you touched on the NWA Tupac Biggie thing, but if you think about like the Nas, the Tribe Called Quest, the stuff that came out like that, where they kind of used jazz as their background. And I don't know, man. And although we've had people on who choose the 80s and they say the 90s wouldn't have happened without the 80s and the 80s wouldn't have happened without the 70s, but because we all agree 60s, 70s, like that's like the best of the best. And then after that, we get some other good stuff. But for me, the grunge era, hip hop, and actually the one hit wonders. Well done, Andy. That's a good point. So yeah,
I'd put the 80s up against the 90s and one hit wonders, boys.
Yeah,
true that.
Yeah, and I don't like.
They figured out how to record snare drums properly in the 90s.
Well, because they used drum machines in the 80s. Gosh.
Yeah, but a true drummer wouldn't like that.
Oh, I hate all those reverby snare drums.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Doc.
Sorry, man. Touring, are you guys getting out and about? Where are you going to be next?
How about her, Andy?
Oh, well, I'm gonna be in Muskoka this year a couple times. I got a big show opening up for Jess Moskaluk. She's a great Canadian country artist in Thorold, Ontario. Trying to think of what else is where I'm at this year on a win. I'm going to Calgary. I'm going to Calgary at the end of the month. Go play in Alberta at the Prairie Emporium. I'm excited for that. Never been out west, so it's my first time.
Calgary's cool.
And it's almost sold out, which I just found out today. So I'm excited for that.
Sick.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Johann.
Yeah, I've got a couple of nights coming up. October 17th in Guelph and October 18th in Hamilton. The band's opening up for this really cool Ontario rock band, Texas King. They're dignified rockers. They're on the radio and they've done some really cool stuff, touring with Big Wreck and that kind of thing. And then November 7th, I forget how you say the city's name. Andy, help me. Is it Delhi? Is it?
Delhi.
Okay, thank you. Delhi, yeah, with the wild high and gravely and black tea. And yeah, I've said it wrong so many times, and but that's going to be a really cool night too because I heard that's a really eclectic venue, Capital 33, and the Wild High and the Gravely, they're great bands too.
That weekend is going to be diabolical, I just realized, because on the 6th, with my rock band, I'm opening for Honeymoon Suite. Then I'm going to your show in Delhi. And then the next day, I'm just solo with Gravely as well, opening for Honeymoon Suite in Muskoka.
So we'll be playing Can't Put a Price at that show then.
Yeah, we can.
There you go.
Just don't let Honeymoon Suite know that you chose the 90s over the 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's right.
Those guys are good guys.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, guys. Well, we appreciate your time and thank you for spending some time with us today. And again, look forward to seeing some stuff. I would love to have you come closer to Ottawa. That'd be pretty cool too, to check you guys out.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Send me a message on, or either of us a message on what some good venues to hit up in Ottawa would be, because I know the band actually really wants to go to Ottawa. So that'd be awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
I think we could probably do that.
Yeah, we'll put together a little list and send it over to the website. No, the website, the Instagram page.
Yeah,
if that's okay.
Yeah, that works perfect. Thanks for having us, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And we'll see you down the road, I hope.
Yeah, Johann, you can come to Ottawa, but there's no Toronto Maple Leaf jerseys allowed.
Oh, there's lots here. Don't
That's
worry.
all right.
You're fine.
I'm trying to limit the amount.
I get in a scrap at almost every game, just like chirping, and it's just the way I don't get a scrap. But you know,
what if it's a Spezza jersey? Can I wear that?
Fuck that, bro. He's a cent. There's no way.
Absolutely. You go right ahead.
Yeah. You can. Yeah. You gotta. I'll wear my Leaf Suck jersey 67, and you can be all over that.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of. I almost got kicked out of Toronto when I wore it.
Out of the city.
No, like out of the arena, because I went to the game when the Sens were playing, and I wore that jersey, and that was not a good choice because I was like, there was some guys fired right up. So I was like, all right,
That's
stick with us for a
death
sec.
sentence there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stick with it just for a sec here while we.
Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus, Dawg and Gus.